All right, so we're here at the machine. I'm sitting down. My first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start on this first one, and this is the three pieces that I'm going to sew together. There's actually two of those, so I'm going to have two of those long pieces sewn together, and once I get that sewn, we cut them in squares. And as you can see, this is the quilt I have right up here behind me. That's the one I'm trying to make, the table runner. So I'm going to start on that first. All right, so I just got finished cutting all my squares. I actually I have 8 of the light colored. I have 5 of the darker color. And you'll actually, when you end up, you're gonna have 2 extra squares. And I guess in case you make a mistake, you've got some extras, which that's always a good thing. So I'm gonna have to go back and reference my pattern now. And the next thing is I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start working with my triangles. I gotta start sewing some of these together, and then we gotta start sewing this thing together. So stay tuned. so if everything went okay, I should have what you see up here. Okay, so let's check this out. Let's just see if it looks like it. The next step now is to do some quilting. All right, we're out here. We're at the Handy Quilter Infinity. Got the Pro Stitcher on it. As you can see, we actually got the table runner all pinned to it, and we're going to do the robotic system and let it do some stippling on this thing to kind of finish this quilt. So let's get this thing started. All right, guys. Hey, just got it off the long arm, and I don't know if y'all can see it, but I'm gonna bring it a little closer so you can see the work. But that was all done on the Pro Stitcher. So my quilt is basically complete. You know, got the batting and the backing on, and all's left next to do is do the binding. So I'm gonna get it bound, and guess what? Remember we talked about the hours? Why, I'm proud to announce right now, I feel pretty good about this because the Pro Stitcher really speeded me up. So we're approximately right now 2.5 hours. So if I can get this done in 30 minutes, the binding, which Deb's telling me it might take me a little longer than that, but I'm going to be just a shy over 3 hours, I'm thinking. So I may make my goal of 4 hours, so we'll see.
froze. Hey everybody, Blaine Austin here, Sewing Machines Plus. Good afternoon and welcome to our show. We have got a fantastic show scheduled today, and we have Melinda Bula going to be here. And I don't know if y'all remember Melinda or not, but Melinda was part of our Quilt Fest. She was one of our judges, and she was so inspirational, so motivational. We got her here today, going to show you some things that she does with quilting, and we're super excited about that. But before we bring Melinda on, I wanted to tell y'all a little bit about our next big event. It's called Hoop Fest, and it's all about embroidery. So if you've ever wanted to learn embroidery, or if you're already doing embroidery and you just wanted to learn all about it, this is going to be the time to come and join our show. It is going to be on June 14th through June 19th, and we are going to stream all day long, 7.5 hours a day for 6 straight days, Monday through Saturday. And it's going to be, if you joined us on our Quilt Fest, it's going to be very similar to that same style format. But this time, we have got some great things in store for you. So one of the things that we're going to be doing every day, twice a day, we're going to be doing some educational type classes. So we're going to have 2 30-minute classes each day. And they're going to be just everything you ever wanted to know about embroidery. So like to give you an example, one class is going to be all about just talking about needles. One class is going to be talking about stabilizer and, solving the mystery of stabilizer. And so we have some great, people coming. We have Rhonda Pierce is going to be from Smith's Needles. They're going to be talking all about the needles. We have oh my gosh, it's just incredible lineup of people that are coming. And Deborah Jones, I don't know if y'all know Deborah, but Deborah is like the guru of stabilizer. And she's going to be talking all about stabilizer. And we have Joanne Banco is going to be on here, going to be talking all about placement, perfect placement of doing your logos and things on your garments. And we're going to have a hooping class. We're going to have a hat hooping 101. So we're going to have a digitizing class. We're going to have, in like how to import designs and edit designs. So it's just going to be a great, great educational week. If you want to know anything about embroidery, you want to be here. So we're working really hard on that. Kyle and his team have already started working on it. We do, I think, if you look up on the screen right now, you see the little SMP Virtual Hoop Fest banner. Kyle has already got they got the website launched, and I think Kyle, have you put it in the chat yet? Kyle is putting it in the chat over there. That's the link to go see that page. And we're also going to have a contest. So if you like to embroidery and you have some really neat and unique things, we're going to have, you can, like basically take pictures just like we did for the Quilt Fest. You're going to be able to take pictures of your project and enter those into the Hoop Fest contest. And you, the viewers, can go on that page and vote on the one that you like. And we're going to have, it's basically a People's Choice Award. And that person will win a plaque or a trophy, a ribbon, and they're going to get a prize package. And then you, the viewers, we're also going to have a Dream Embroidery Studio giveaway. It's going to be a $25,000 embroidery studio that some lucky viewer is going to win. So again, it's all about participation. How much participation. You go on the page, you go vote, you watch as much of the show you can, you go share the videos, you like them, you do all these things that we tell you to do, and it's going to improve your chances to win. So, and then naturally we're going to be doing giveaways all throughout the show each day. And so it's going to be a fun event. We got a lot of great people are going to be on the show, and we're starting to get all those put up to all the presenters and things. So you'll need to make sure you come on board and watch that and stay with us. So looking so forward to it. And I got, got the chance to talk to some great people. Hey, I've got a presenter that's going to be coming to us all the way from South Africa. So it's going to be a pretty cool thing. She's going to tell you all about how to make patches. And so we've got a great lineup of educators going to be on it, and I'm super excited about it. So, hey, and today, guys, we're going to have some great giveaways today. We're going to actually give away today We're going to give away a 2-bag event bag bundles. We're going to give away 2 of our famous sewing mats that we have. And our grand prize today, guess what it's going to be, guys? It's pretty awesome. I got David and Colin here in the studio with me today. And hey, we're going to give a scan and cut away again today. What do y'all think about that? A scan and cut 225F. This is just for fabric. It works great. Well, you can cut anything with it, but it comes with the fabric blade and the fabric mat and things come with it. But you can cut vinyl. You can cut anything on this. But this is a great, great prize we're going to give away today. And it's all in honor of Melinda Bula being here. That's why, because she's going to talk all about that. So, but anyway, hey, guys, thank y'all for joining us today. Make sure that you go up there, and if you're watching from YouTube, hit that thumbs up, hit that bell notification, subscribe to our channel. If you're on Facebook, hey, go down there and like the page, like us. Share the video today, and then also make comments and ask questions, because that's how you're going to get entered to win. Doing all those things, helps your chances. Kyle's got some, and David got these computer programs back there that they go through all the algorithms. Don't ask me how it works, but it works, and it pulls all this activity out and it picks the winners. That's why you always see like there's a little delay when I want to give stuff away, because they're waiting for that computer to spit that name out. So anyway, there's always a little delay. So, but anyway, hey, I'm seeing people coming up on there. Hey, April, glad you joined us today. It is an awesome prize. And hey, looky there, Marietta Macquarie Austin. I think that's the first time I've ever seen her comment. That is my mother, everybody. So hi, Mom. Glad you're on the show today. She said she would love the prize. Marietta, you cannot win it. She can't win. She's not eligible because I'm her son. So, but I'm glad you're on the show anyway, Mom. And if you need a scan and cut, just call me. We'll work something out. So, hey, there's Janet. Hey, Janet. Dustin. Hey, thank y'all for joining the show today. And we are super pumped about this show, guys. So are y'all ready? Oh, look there. Michelle RS said, hello, Blaine's mom. So my mom's all the way up in Arkansas. So, I don't know where not up, over from us. So but that depends on where you're at, if she's up or down or wherever. So, hey, are y'all ready to bring Melinda on? I'm so excited to get Melinda on here. So y'all welcome to the show, Melinda Bula. And Melinda, are you ready to go today?
Ready, I'm here.
There she is. Hey, I'm so
you
happy.
Be nice to your mother. She made you who you are today.
I try to be nice to her. I really do.
I know.
I couldn't ask for a better mother. Trust me, she is awesome.
Oh, that's so
hey,
sweet.
Melinda, thank you for being on our show today. Everybody, you were a huge hit at our Quilt Fest.
Well,
everybody loved you. They were talking. Oh my gosh, they talked about you for a week after the show, about how awesome you were and how motivational, how inspirational you were. And I called you up and said, hey, I've got to have you on the show. You got to come on the regular show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I love this whole venue, and I had so much fun. And so I take my husband over to your website and I go, honey, here's the new machines I want. He says I have to wait for a while, but he has to get it.
You know what? Melinda, give me your husband's phone number. I'll call him and see if I can talk to him a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll talk him into something.
I do the pity party. I lost all my sewing machines in the big fire.
Oh, I know. For viewers out there that don't know about this, I think we talked a little bit about it on the Quilt Fest. But Melinda's house that they had actually burned, and she lost everything. And but you've been a trooper. You've basically y'all rebuilt, got a new house. You've come back strong, and I hated to hear that, because that's the most terrible thing anybody would have to go through. I would think, just to lose everything.
At the time I was going through it, I had a friend whose daughter just got married. They were in love since high school, and her son, her new husband was dying of cancer. At the same time, I lose my house. Let me tell you, it was all put in perspective watching this young woman with a new baby go through this whole thing. And, you got to put it in perspective. It was only stuff. But the funny thing is I had like 7 sewing machines. The only thing that survived in the fire of those sewing machines, they were Berninas, was the knee lever. That's the only thing I could find of all the sewing machines was that metal knee lever.
Well, hey, you know, those knee lifters are very tough.
They are.
If that tells anybody how good a quality, they'll withstand a fire.
I know. I look for anything just as a momentum, but no, but it's turned out to be one of the biggest blessings in my life, because now I live like 2 blocks away from my new little granddaughter who's 2, and we're having another grandchild. So I get to be by my son, which your mom, which is, she could be in San Diego, you know.
Well, you know, that's, hey, I've been trying to get her to move out here, but she doesn't want to come to California. She says, I'm happy where I'm at. But you know,
we're
also,
wacko out here, so that
she
could
lives, you know, she lives 2 miles from my oldest sister. So that's going to be kind of hard to ever
That is
get her away.
Yeah, I only have 1 child, so it was a no-brainer. You just move there. So, but it's been, you know, when you go through hard times, I've gone through a lot. There's a new little spark of creativity that happens after you stop crying and doing the pity party. And so I decided, since everything's gone and I had to rebuild, I could start doing what I wanted to do. So I went and bought a scan and cut. I have had students complain for the last, you know, I've taught for 20 years, all my fusible flowers, and they're like, oh my gosh, all I do is cut, cut, cut. And I thought there's got to be a way to use this amazing cutting machine to cut out my fusible fabric. But it took me about 4 years to figure out how to make it work. And since the fire, I had all this time to really focus on it and figure out if we could do something and make some patterns that go just in the scan and cut. I think you can use other cutting machines, so everybody out there don't freak out, but I happen to like the Brothers Scan and Cut, and they aren't paying me to say this, so just know that. This is just personal, trying to fill a need and void of using my pattern that has lots of layers and lots of little tiny pieces, speed up the process and make people happy. So you want me to start talking about it?
So, Melinda, in honor of you being on our show today and actually showing the scan and cut, we're going to give a scan and cut away today.
No,
So
that's a great prize. I can't believe it. You
and
are
also,
so good.
I'm also going to do something pretty cool too. I am actually going to have, I've got 2 scan and cuts right now in stock that we have quantities of, and we have it's the SDX 225F and we have the SDX 230D. I have 12 of one and 14 in the other right now in stock. And I am going to throw a special out there to everybody watching the show today. The only way you could get our show special today is you have to call the 800 number, and it's 1-800-401-8151. And guys, I can't tell you what the special is because of, as y'all know before, I have advertising restrictions from some of these, you know, companies, and Brothers one of them. I can't say what the price is, and I can't tell you what the deal is. Well, actually, I can tell you what the price. The price on the 225 is $599, and the price on the 230D is the SDX 230D is $799. So I have those 2 machines. But what I've got is I've got a special today that if you call in, we're going to throw in a really cool accessory to go along with it that will just, I'm telling you, it's such a good one. It'll have you rolling down the aisles. I'm telling you. And I can't tell you what it is, but y'all give us a call right now. These things, this is a great, great buy. Hey, you know, Melinda, most dealers nationwide are out of this thing. So we just happen to still have stock on this. So if anybody's needing a scan and cut, and I got a feeling after they watch what you're going to do today, a lot of people are going to be excited about this scan and cut.
I hope so. We would need to. I just want you to get thrilled. Make a flower, and you don't have to use scissors. You know, these might go out of style. Who knows?
So, are we going to? Do we have a video to show you of yours today that we're going to show of you doing this?
Yes, I made
a
little video.
About a 15 minute?
Yeah, 10. I think it's 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay. So, hey, we're going to show y'all a video that Melinda made of her doing this technique, and y'all are in for a treat because this thing is awesome. So David, I think, is going to show that video. And then when we get done with the video, we're going to come back and we're going to take any questions you have from Melinda. We're going to, y'all can ask all the questions. We'll ask her, and we'll learn a little bit about how she does this technique.
Sounds good.
All right. So I heard that we can't hear, nobody can hear the volume. Is that correct? All right. So y'all let us know if you can't hear the sound out there. So we had somebody chatted, said that there was no sound. Okay. So David is working on the sound right now and trying to get the video. We don't know what's going on, but we're going to try to get this sound for you. And then we'll go right back to the video once he does. But I want to remind everybody today, we got some great specials too. We're going to show, not only are we going to have the scan and cut. You have it going? All right, so he's got sound, I think, now. So let's go back to Melinda's video.
So these are my scanning sheets for each of the patterns that I've made these patterns a while ago, but I've now developed these scanning sheets that I want to share with you that are really cool to use your brother's scan and cut to cut out one of my patterns. And I've heard for 20 years, oh, there's a lot of cutting in this pattern. Well, yeah, but now we have something that can make it easier. So what you want to do when you get the sheets is you want to where this dotted line is. On the left side of the dotted line, you want to cut and separate the instruction side of the pattern sheet, which is this side, from the scanning side. This is your scanning side. This gives you all the information about this color and this page. And then down here is our codes. All my patterns have, each pattern piece has a letter and a number. The letter goes with what color to use. And we make a color chart of the flower we're going to do. And we know color C is this color. And here's my color C. And all these pieces are going to be cut out of this fabric. So I do one at a time so I don't get confused because my little brain can't handle too many things at once. So I keep the instruction side of the close by. Don't lose it. And I like to work with 2 of the sticky cutting mats. One, I put my pattern piece on, and one, I'm going to put my fabric on. So I'm going to take my scanning mat, and I'm using the 12-inch. This is 11 by 12. I'm going to take the 12-inch, and I'm going to put it right up against or right below the black line there. You don't ever want to cover up that black line. And then I'm going to lay it down and smooth it out with my hands. Then on the fabric side, you know, I've got the mats going the right way. They're going, so I know my fabric needs to be all the way up here too. Okay, so I've got my pattern there. Here's my other sticky mat. Now, you have to peel off the release paper from the back of the fabric. And I've really used a lot of hot steam to steam this so that the weave of the fusible web goes in to the fabric. You do not want it, you don't want to use the light steam-a-seam either. You want to use regular steam-a-seam too. Now I'm going to lay my fabric right across the top, and I'm going to smooth it down with my hand first. Okay, if you have to lift it up, smooth it back down. But now we've got it on. I'm going to use my smoothing tool, which I think I have right here in my drawer. Let's use this one. Okay. And I'm going to smooth out. In fact, what I like to do is I like to smooth it like this, because that way I don't cause more air bubbles to go in. So smooth it on the mat. Now let's scan. So first thing we do is we want to go to the home screen, and it'll wiggle a little bit. And I want to scan this, and I want to scan to data. I need to load my mat, and I always make sure I got my fingers right here so it goes in smoothly. You want to load your machine so it loads straight. Now I can start my scan. Ta-da. Now you have to wait for it, you know, that's the hardest part for me, is waiting patiently for it to read and recognize what I just scanned in. Ta-da, there it is. Look at that. Now I want this to be an outline cut. I want it to cut on the outline of all of these lines, and that would be this button here. Okay, now it's showing me that I can take my little stiletto and I can move up my little red box, and I can get out all this little extra dirty part that's showing on my scan, because my scan, my cutter will cut those things. So we want to get that out of there. Ooh, that looks good. So I want to preview it. So let's preview it and see what it looks like. Oh, that looks good. So I'm going to press OK. Now we want to save it. Where do you want to save it? I'm going to save it into my scan and cut machine, which is amazing. It gives it a number, but I always forget that number, but it's giving it a number for those of you who love numbers. I'm going to press OK. We love that number. I'm going to press OK again. And it's going to put it back in the machine as another pattern, but I'm going to go over here to the little house, which is your home, which gets you out of that cache or that area. And I'm going to press no, go ahead and delete any extra patterns, but I do have my pattern already in the machine. So now I want to retrieve my data or data, and I'm going to retrieve it from my machine. And there it is. Look at that. That looks great. And I say, yes, I want that. Oh, yes. Okay. Well, first I've got to unload my mat, get my next mat over here, and I'm going to say, yes, I like it just the way it is. It looks fabulous. Okay, I want to use it. It says select, and I'm going to select cut. But it's not going to show me the start button yet until I load my mat back into the machine with the fabric. So I'm going to load my mat. Yeah. Now I have a regular fabric paper blade in. And I always like to have new blades because I'm using a sticky fusible web, and it'll dull the blade faster than if you were just doing paper all day. Now I'm going to press the start button, and here it goes. So right now in the process, I have 4 patterns that are at the printer being printed that will be regular patterns, and they'll also be scanning sheet patterns is what I'm calling them. I'll have them available on my Etsy shop, Melinda Bula Designs, or you can go to my website. So we're going to take our other cutting mat. Now, while this is cutting, I could get my next color ready. I could get my next sheet for the next color, which is this one.
Most people get it wrong with brown rice, and I was one of them. When I was first diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, I replaced all of the white rice I was using with brown rice in every dish. It made sense at first. Brown rice can definitely help lower blood sugar levels.
Look at how tiny those are. Yeah, wine. Okay, this is why I invented this. So we are going to cut this on the left side of the line, right up against it. And I'm going to save this information. So I'm keeping them together. And now I can take my next mat here. In fact, I can push this back a little bit. And I can prepare my next color. Now this one, ooh, look, it's done. Excellent. Finish cutting. Unload. Look at that. Okay, now I need, this was color C. Here's my information for it. I want to keep these together because I'm not going to be able to put my pattern together, my flower together, if I don't have this. So we need to save these pieces in a safe place. So what I do is when I'm done cutting, I'm going to take and I'm going to gently lift up the corners. I go from corner to corner. And if you can see how nicely this is peeling up. And there we go. Look at, we've got all of these. Let me turn it the right way so you can see. Look at that. Okay, now, so I don't lose these.
and they're sticky on the back, and I don't want to get other things stuck to them. I'm going to take my tweezers and my little spatula that comes with your machine, and I'm going to gently peel these up, and I'm going to lay them on the scanning sheet just for safekeeping. You do not press them on here or you will ruin them. You can't use them once you do that. But for safekeeping, and so I keep all the same color together. Now I have all of my color C ready for my quilt. I'm going to take that information sheet. Hopefully I haven't lost it. And I'm going to pin them together, and I use a Wonder Clip. So those are together, and I'm going to stack them in a pile. And once I get all the other colors cut out, I'm ready to assemble my quilt. And boom, you have this flower done probably in a day, easy.
All right, so
Here's the finished quilt.
that's what I want to see, that finished quilt.
Whoop, whoop. How's that? There. That's better. Whoop. Oh, it's going to the next movie. There you go. So that's the finished quilt. That's the first pattern that's arriving here any day. It's being printed right now. And I've done it in other colors too. Let me show you some of the other colors. You know, this is all sticky, fusible web. Now, here's the peachy color. Now, when I put thread on this, this all softens. I'm going to put it on a background today. And then I did it in another colorway. And I could do these all in one day, all these colorways in one day, because the information I scanned in stayed in the machine. So I didn't have to do any more scanning. I could just pick my colors, fuse them, and start cutting things out. Here's an orangey colorway. When I put the thread on, it softens everything. It doesn't make it look so chunky because the finished part of this is all, you know, quilting it. You need to quilt your quilts. So I have had a blast doing this. And the key is getting a good registration when you scan in. And how do you use this sticky fusible web? I use SteamaSeam 2. That's the fusible web I use for all my quilts. Now, the thing about fusible web, this is a little hint and it's gonna save you making some big mistakes. Fusible web is not the same. You cannot use the same fusible web for this technique and that technique. Whenever you buy a pattern and the artist says, bring this fusible web, you need to bring that fusible web because her technique is based on that fusible web. You got it? It's really important. There's probably 25 different fusible products out there and they're not used the same. So remember that. Okay, it'll save you a lot of headache. So I am using SteamaSeam 2. And I use the SteamaSeam 2, not the light, because the light won't stay down as well as SteamaSeam 2 does. The other thing about SteamaSeam 2 is that you can iron it over and over and over and over and over again. So it really melts into the fabric. Not all fusible webs do that. And if you don't iron it enough, when you lay it on your sticky mat, it won't cut properly and it won't peel up. So the key is to get a really good adhesion with your hot steam iron. And that's the key to cutting it out with the Scan and Cut. And I've tried all kinds of products to see what would work for my technique. Now, everybody else has, you know, may have another technique you want to try out. But for what I'm doing, and I can sew through this. There's tricks to sewing through this fusible web. It loves hot steam. And so when I go to do my quilting in a certain area, I will use my hot iron. I don't use steam when I'm quilting, but I'll warm up that place on the quilt. Let's say this is my quilt. I'll warm up this area on my quilt with a hot iron, and it softens the fusible web, and then I can sew through it like butter. And that's the key. So I'm really excited to take some of my patterns and turn them into these scan. I've already done 3 more that will be probably done by the end of the month. And then on April, I think it's the 24th Saturday, next Saturday, not this coming Saturday, the next Saturday, I have a whole class that I'm going to do on my YouTube channel on how to make and build and stitch your fusible flower, your rose. This is called New Rose. And I will have fabric kits available. One of the things that my students have trouble with is picking fabric. So I put kits together that will have all the colors, just like the red rose that I showed you. I make fabric kits up so that you can just play in fabric and don't have to sweat it. But my patterns come with a color chart. And if I can show you the color chart, whoop, 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 everything's backwards. I'm dyslexic. I don't need more backwards things. But anyways, here's the pattern. And all my patterns have this color chart. Okay, this is the key. You could go through your stash. And this is for a white flower right here, the pink flower right here, and here's a red flower. And then over here, I have a color chart for an orange flower. So with this pattern, you could go through your stash and find just the right fabric that you need. And I know you have that in your stash. I've seen some of your sewing rooms, and I'm telling, and I know you have the fabric there. So if you want a kit, they're available. But if you want to do it with your own stash, it's great. And you don't need a lot of fabric. Some of these pieces are only about 12 by 12 that fit on your cutting mat. So I can't wait to show you the whole class and all the tips and tricks I've learned on using my scan and cut. Another thing, and my husband helped me with this, I designed this little step out guide. Well, I call it a step out, but he's calling it something else. And it's a little, I don't know, I'm getting some glare. It's a little guide for how I use my scan and cut. It's a brochure, pictures. It is not replacing your manual. Okay, this is just how I cut out flowers, and I show you in it. All the scanning pattern sheets come with this little brochure, which is priceless. And then I took this and I made my husband stand at the scan and cut and scan stuff, and he had to follow these instructions, and he did it. And so it was pretty cool watching him at the scan and cut. It's fun to watch guys make quilts, isn't it? I loved watching you sew, Blaine. That was so much fun watching you make that table runner. That was so good.
Well, I was actually proud of myself for being able to pull it off. But, and that's what I tell people, if I can do this, Melinda, anybody can do it. I'm telling you, because it's, it was just, that's what the kits are for. And I know that, we have these ready to sew quilt kits that, it's like you're talking about. We pick all the fabric out for you. It's all pre-cut. So as soon as you get it in, just read the instructions and start sewing.
Absolutely.
And that's what I did. And they're great. So I want to let everybody know, you and I right now, we're working the details out, but we're going to start carrying your kits on our website. We're super excited about that. So we're going to have those available, and hopefully we're going to have some exclusive things just for Sewing Machines Plus that y'all are going to be able to get.
I would love that.
So it's going to be awesome. But hey, I want to remind everybody too, we have those ready to sew quilt kits. Y'all saw me, as Melinda talked about, I sold that, did the sewing on the that table runner. But right now we have a coupon code that we're giving everybody on the show today. If you want to try your hand at one of these ready to sew quilt kits, hey, we have a 10% off today and today only for the ready to sew quilt kits. You can actually just go right on the website and order it. And the coupon code that you'll put in your checkout is, I think it's Quilt Kits 10. So Quilt Kits 10. Is that right, Kyle? All right. So Quilt Kits 10, y'all. I think he's going to put it up on the screen for everybody. But it's Quilt Kits 10, and that will get you a 10% off on all the ready to sew quilt kits. And if you want to search for them, all you have to do is go on our website in the search bar, and you can actually just type in fabric kits. but the ones we're talking about, I think there's 12 up there that are called the Ready to Sew quilt kits. That's the one that's on. We're having a special for just our viewers today. So, and Melinda, I know right now that you are selling on, is it Craftsy?
Etsy. I have an Etsy shop.
I'm sorry, Etsy.
Yeah,
Melinda
Bula Designs on Etsy. But you can also go to melindabula.com and click on shop, and it takes you to Etsy. So you can see some of my patterns.
melindabula.com, and you can get some of her patterns she has now, but just stay tuned. We will make an announcement. And Melinda will probably have you back on the show when we're going to launch the kits that we're going to have on our website, if that'll work. Would y'all like to see Melinda back?
And be good to that mother of yours. You give her a good deal.
There we go.
I wish my son worked at a sewing machine store. Or the biggest sewing machine store.
So I got to ask you, on the process that you're doing this, so, you know, it looks so easy how you did this. So you're basically making the pattern sheet, the scanning sheets. That's what you're creating. And then in your instructions, you're basically saying, if you want to do this, here's the color combination, just match your colors up, or I'll give you a kit. And then they scan that in, they cut all the pieces out, and then they iron that to another piece of fabric that's going to be their backdrop, correct?
Yeah.
And then all from there, they just put it on their quilting machine or their domestic machine and start quilting.
Absolutely. You can use any sewing machine, but you can kind of see all the layers that are on here. You know, the dark
really
layers.
Cool.
So it's kind of like a paint by numbers, but it's really not. You do have to use a little thinking, but you could change these colors to any color you want. And then I'm going to peel this off. It's on parchment paper right now. And then I'll peel it off, and I'm going to do a color class with this. That's why I haven't put it on the background, because I'm going to do another little class on how to pick the right background fabric. That always stumps everybody. How do you know if it's the right color? So I'm going to do a class on that. How do you know if it's the right color for your flower? It's a secret.
Well, I got to ask everybody out there right now. So how many of y'all would be interested in taking a class with Sewing Machines Plus and Melinda on this technique? And we can do it virtually. We can do it we can make it where we stream it. The only requirements is you'll have to have a scanning cut to be able to do this, and have to have a sewing machine where you could do some of your quilting with it. But if y'all are interested in this, let us know. And you know, never know. Me and Melinda can get together and we can come up with something for later on in the year to have a class with this, and it would be awesome. And what we'll do, the price will include your kit that we'll ship to you with the fabric and everything, and then her time of doing the projects. So
that sounds like fun.
Wouldn't that be fun? So if y'all think that y'all be interested in that, chime in and let us know if that'd be something you would like to sign up for. And hey, if that is, guess what? Me and Melinda will start working on it.
That sounds great. I would love to do that. It's fun when you get a pattern's great, but when you get to see virtually how somebody's putting it together, that's why we go take classes, so we can watch the teacher, and then they show you little tips and tricks. I can't write all that in a pattern, even though my patterns are very detailed. But it ends up being too much. So seeing it visually, and we're all different kinds of learners, and some of us need to see it visually. I do. I need to see it verbally and visually, so I retain the information. And that's what's really fun about it. And the best part is I love to take people who don't think they're creative, and they walk out with this beautiful flower, and they're so proud of themselves. And that makes me really happy. I want everybody to have a beautiful flower. And
hey, Melinda, I got a great idea. So while you send me a kit, I'll send you one of my kits, and let's take the challenge and make each other's kits, and then we'll come back on the show and show everybody, and we'll film the process of you making your kit. I'll film the process of me making my kit, and we'll bring it on and show everybody. What would you think about that?
I think that would be hysterical.
That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be very fun.
So
that would be very fun.
I don't know if I can make one of these flowers like you're doing,
you
but
can.
Hey, I'll give it a shot.
I'd be so honored if you tried.
Hey, I'll try. I'll try. Challenge
that'll accepted. Be fun. That'll be great.
So if y'all would like to see the Blaine and Melinda challenge, chime in there, say, hey, let's take the challenge. Tell us to take the challenge, and we'll work this out and do that as well. That'll be fun.
So fun.
So
I love being on your show. It's so fun.
It is. It's lovely. You're here, and
when
I know everybody.
With this, I got to go grocery shopping.
Everybody just loves you, and so you're so talented, Melinda, too. And it's amazing. How did you? I've got to ask you, and I think if anybody's got any questions for Melinda, y'all chime in and ask some questions. We'll throw them on here before she gets off here. But I wanted to ask you, just how did you get inspired to even create? This scannable artwork that you're doing, where you can scan it and cut the pieces. I mean, how'd you come up with that idea?
Oh, I don't know. I just thought there's got to be a way that we could. When I saw these machines, I go, well, it's cutting out. Why can't it cut out, fusible web? So I tried it before on my girlfriend's machine, and we had a gummy mess. Nothing cut. It was just a mess. I thought, oh, well, I don't have time right now to even deal with this. But I started, when I got the scan and cut, I was using it for scrapbooking. I love to do scrapbooking. And again, that popped up in my head. There's got to be a way to do this. So I love to invent things. I'm kind of a little inventor, entrepreneur. And so I just played around. And playing around really is called creativity. That's what we do. And whenever you hit a problem, it teaches you something. Whenever I hit a wall or made a disaster, I tried again and tried a new way. And slowly but surely, I figured out that if you get a nice, good line scan in there and you press your fabric the right way and use the right fusible, we can do this. So that's what I did. I just kept trying. That's my motto.
Well, that's awesome. Kyle, do we have any questions for Melinda before she gets out of here? We can't hold you up from your grocery store. So it says, how long does it take to design a pattern? That's a great question.
Okay, that's a good question. What I do is I take a lot of photographs and I use those as my inspiration. So if I find an inspiration, I will just intuitively make the quilt without drawing or anything. I'll just make the quilt like I think I see it, and remake it and remake it. And then I take it and then I'll try to do a drawing from that. And then I'll try to eliminate some of the colors, because you don't want to come in and have your students bring 100 colors to the class. Although sometimes I wish I had them bringing 100 colors to the class. But for a flower, I want to kind of tone it down so it doesn't have so many colors and has the right values to make the flower look real. And so it can take me, maybe 3 or 4 weeks if I don't get interrupted by life. It's every artist's dream to be in a room locked, just throw in food and nobody bug me for at least a couple of weeks. Doesn't work that way in real life, though. The monsters need food.
So, Melinda, we got another question from Nancy. She's wanting to know why you didn't use the fabric mat for the cutting.
Fabric mat, because I didn't know they had a fabric mat. I didn't even know you had a fabric machine. I just learned that today.
Hey, text me your credit card number.
Brother's been trying to solve this problem.
I know. Hey, text me your credit card number, Melinda, and I'll send you.
At Houston, I sit at all the shows where, what's her Fayfrau Bouncer, whatever her name is, Julie, does all the demos. I've sat in every single one of them and then go, no, they aren't talking about what I need. They aren't. I mean, I've been in Houston for 18 years, so teaching. So I go to all those things and it hasn't been there. So I just all of a sudden guess your house had to burn down to get that idea. See, that's how it works. That's how it works.
Well, speaking of Julie, Julie's considered the scan and cut queen, and I think that she's going to be on our Hoop Fest with us in June and actually doing some scan and cut demos.
I watch all of her shows because I love to use the scan and cut also for I I guess it was Christmas. I made these little tiny boxes, little Christmas boxes, and everybody had treats in them. So, and it's super easy and fun. So I do use the ScanNCut for other things. But now that I've figured out this pattern thing, I'm just like a crazy woman trying to invent new things. So fun.
All right. So looks like Picola. Is that right, Kyle? Picola? Picola says, what is your first memory of being introduced to the ScanNCut?
Oh, it was Houston. It was Houston. And then there was some craft show, and Julie was on that craft show and on TV. And I thought, oh, this is really a cool thing. I want that machine. But at the time we were on a budget, and you know how life goes. And so I couldn't, and I had so many other things going, you know, one more machine. But if I can use now the machine with my technique, I might upgrade a new machine.
You know, you probably saw Julie. She was in my booth at Houston and doing all the brother demos.
Okay, I did. I was there. And
so that was probably when you saw her. And then
yeah.
you know, Julie used to host a show. It was called Make It Artsy.
Yes, I watched that.
Yeah,
there's still some out there. She's very
creative.
Oh
yeah, and then before that show, she was on a show called Scrapbook Soup, and so she started using ScanNCut way back then when it first came out. And
I loved it for scrapbooking. I love it for you. You just don't get enough paper, you know. You need a lot of paper.
All right. So, and then Janice has got another question. It says, is the fusible web called Seamless Steam 2?
No, it's called Steam a Seam 2.
Steam a Seam.
It's made by
Kyle.
Steam a
Yeah,
Seam.
Kyle's putting the link up there, Janice. So if you look in the chat, Kyle's been putting the link where you can see it on our website, and we do actually sell that.
And I buy the 12-inch wide because 12 inches is the dimension of the mat.
Perfect.
So I just sit and cut little 12 by, I cut the 12 inches, I cut a bunch of 11 inches, and then I can fuse it on my fabrics, and it's already the size of the cutting mat.
That's exactly the one that we have. So Irene has got a question. Says, what mat did you use?
I am using the standard tacky mat.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I
think the only difference. I think the only difference is the one you have is a little bit more tacky than I think the fabric mat may not be as tacky. I'm not sure. I know there's a little bit of differences in the mats just to how well stuff sticks to it.
Yeah, and when you peel off the release paper and lay it on your mat, that sticky next to the sticky really stays. But if you don't iron the fabric enough, melting that fusible into the fabric, when you go to peel up the fabric, the fusible will stay stuck to the mat. That was one of the problems. So
Sean's got a question that says, what needle and thread would you stitch with on a long arm?
I shouldn't really give long arm advice because I don't have one and I don't know. I can tell you I use a top stitch. My favorite is the top stitch. You can use a jeans denim also, and I'm using a size 80-12 or 90-14. And you need to, some people go, well, I have a 90-14. No, it's not a top stitch. Top stitch needles were designed to pierce heavy, thick fabric. Men's wool suiting with a buckram interfacing is what it was designed. So it's going through thick layers of fabric, and that's what you need to use for piercing fusible web.
All right, so and I wanted to tell her too, if she has any questions about long arms or the needles or threads or anything like that, hey, give us a call at 800-401-8151. Our sales staff are experts on long arms, and they can really help you out and answer questions like that. So looks like Lauren, she has a question that says, can you reuse the pattern pages, or once they are scanned, is the pattern?
No, you can reuse them over and over and over and over again until they rip. But once you scan them into the memory, into the machine, they're in there if you don't erase them. So now if I want to make a new flower today, it's already in my machine. It'll be my fourth flower. I'll try another colorway. Right. I'll try another colorway. And maybe I want a quilt that has all these roses on it. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can do.
One thing Melinda, one of the things I want to tell her too about the scan and cut, the great thing about the scan and cut, once you scan something in, you can choose to save it in the machine. You could save it to a thumb drive that you could save it somewhere else. So you don't have to save it in the machine if you didn't want to, but it makes it so much easier if you did. But if you just wanted to put it in the machine and cut it and then save it to a thumb drive and put it and store it somewhere, you could do that. And you would never have to scan it again. You just plug your thumb drive in and retrieve that first scan that you did.
That's great. Thank you. You just, I may have
very
to.
easy. Scan and cuts are awesome.
It's so nice. Then having that memory. I mean, having this another little computer over here. It's just, it's just so much fun. They were showing kits at one of the booths in Houston the last year we went, and everything that was selling had been laser cut out. So the student doesn't have to even think now. Now I give them the pattern, I give them the fabric, and now your machine can cut it out for you. And you just, you have limited time. Now you can have the time to, on half of a day on Saturday, put together a flower,
So Melinda, Yolanda asked the question, says, how often do you need to replace the blade? And I think you had talked about, you do it a little bit more often because of the sticky, but I think they're going to know more than likely when you use the scan and cut, you'll start seeing that it's not cutting as well.
When it starts picking up and moving, scratching at the cut is scratchy and raggedy, that's a time for a new blade. And sometimes I have this little product I sell on my website. It's called Sticky Scissors No More. And I take a little paper towel, put some drops of that on the paper towel, and I wipe off the needle as it gets sticky. But I've had this needle in for probably 4 flowers with, 7 layers of, more than 12 layers. Each flower has 12 different colors I'm cutting out. So that's a lot of cuts, and it's still sharp.
So we have one final question, Melinda. It comes from Melanie. She goes, can you cut more than 1 layer at a time?
If I had a longer blade. I think I could, but the blade's not made for that. Not made.
I know that the scan and cut will cut. It's got a limit to how much thickness it is. Kyle, do we know how?
3 millimeters
thick. So the biggest blade they have will cut up to 3 millimeters thick.
Because it cuts foam and felt and everything.
Yeah. So as long as your fabric, that if you wanted to do multiple layers, as long as you don't have it more than 3 millimeters, it would cut multiple layers.
Yeah. And how well it stuck to the other layer and would peel off. You'd have to play around, but that's
you'd have to play around with that, because I don't know how your process it. You'd almost have to keep it just 1 layer because the way you're sticking it to that sheet.
Yeah, you want a nice clean cut so it doesn't ravel. That's the key. Oh,
great. Well, Melinda, I know you've got to get out here. You got to go grocery shopping. Thank you so much for stopping by today and showing us that unbelievable technique.
Thank you.
We're going to get together and we're going to do these kit swappings, and we'll do this challenge and plan a whole nother show around that and reveal what we did. How's that sound?
That sounds like fun. I'd love that.
Awesome.
Thank you, Blaine.
Right. Well, thank you for stopping by, and everybody say goodbye to Melinda. And how awesome was that, guys? Did y'all love that technique or what? That was pretty awesome. And, it's incredible what people can do with their creativity. I'm blown away sometimes by, what they can do and how they come up with it. And, just like Melinda really didn't even know, she just found a need. She was like, there's got to be something out there like this. And she couldn't find anything. So she kind of basically invented it. So it's pretty awesome on that. So, hey, got to tell y'all the specials we have going right now again. So it's just for the people that are on the show today, are only ones that are going to get this exclusive deals that we've got going for y'all. So if you are interested in a scan and cut and you haven't ever had a scan and cut before, we actually have 2 models that we have stock in right now. We only have 12 of that SDX 225F, and the F stands for fabric. It's basically a scan and cut that comes with the fabric blade and the fabric mat. I only have 12 of these in stock right now. And what I'm going to do is, if you give them the 800 number, you give them a call at 800-401-8151 and call in and just tell them you're wanting the show special for today. We're going to throw in an accessory with this that is normally not, it comes with it. We're going to throw this in. It is a great, great value for you. And this machine you're seeing right now on the screen is $5.99, plus we're going to throw that free accessory in with it. Just tell them what you're getting, that free accessory, and they'll let you know what it is. The other scan and cut that we have in stock is the SDX 230D, and that D stands for Disney. So this one already has built-in Disney designs in it, and it is the great machine. And we're doing the same thing for the price on this is $7.99. If you call in today and tell them you want the show special, you're going to get that free accessory that we're going to throw into it. And again, I can't tell you what they are, but they can tell you online what the accessory is, and it is a great price. I promise you, it's a great deal for that. It would normally cost you well over $1,000 if you bought the two, what I'm talking about, in combination. So great prices on the scan and cut. Now, the other things that we have going today, and I'll just tell you what we've got going. If you've ever seen those ready-to-sew quilt kits that we've talked about, and I did the challenge where I actually made one. Those kits are pretty awesome. You're looking at them on the screen right there. We have quite a few. I think there's 12 to choose from right now. And the great thing about these, if you've ever been struggling for I don't know what colors to put together to make the quilt and pick those colors, we've done all that work for you. We've had quilting experts that come in and they pick the color combinations. We have a company that is actually cutting all the fabric out. So when you get this kit, it is ready to sew. You can start sewing immediately. And that's what the great thing about it is. It's, if it calls for an 8-inch star, well, normal kits, you get a 10-inch piece of fabric and you have to cut the star out. We give you that 8-inch star. So that's the difference. And it makes it really easy to make your first quilt. And we've had customers that have never sewn before that have actually done this. And actually one of our good customers, Carol Lombard from Arizona, she basically bought 2 of these and did them, and they turned out fantastic. She actually entered them into the quilt contest that we had for the Quilt Fest. So I always give Carol's kudos because she took my challenge I gave her and she did it and did a fantastic job. There's Carol right there. So hey, Carol, those kits are fantastic. She knows for sure. She did 2 of them. So that's a testament that she had never done one before and did one, and it turned out beautiful. So we have those. And today I have a coupon code that you can get 10% off any of the ready to sew quilt kits. There's 12 of them, and that quilt kit is just quilts, it's quilt kits with an S, quilt kits 10, the number 10. So it's quilts kits 10. And I think Kyle's actually put it on the screen for you in chat so y'all can see that. So that'll be 10% off that. The other special we have today is our what we call our starter kits. And I can tell you right now, y'all could talk to my wife about how good these starter kits are. So got to tell you the story about this weekend, or this past weekend. My sister Kippy and her husband Mark, they live in Texas. They actually came out for a visit out here and to see Michelle and myself, and stayed the weekend with us. And because Michelle had called her and said, hey, will you come out and help me sew? Michelle she kind of did some sewing way back in 4-H when she was in school, but she's never really, done any sewing or anything, but she wants to do embroidery. So for Valentine's Day, I bought her a Brother 3600D sewing and embroidery machine. And so she wants to learn how to embroidery. Well, she said, well, I'm going to learn how to sew first so I can, help myself in the future. And so she made a few things and they turned out great. Well, my sister came out and wanted to help her a little bit, and they made some dog clothes, and they actually turned out really good. They looked like they were store-bought. But the great thing about it is she bought one of these starter kits for sewing, and it had everything in the box that she needed except for the fabric. And so that was one of the things that she talked about. She goes, man, this thing is awesome. She was bragging about how good the kit was. So we have starter kits for the sewing. We have starter kits for embroidery. We have starter kits for, don't we have the serging? We haven't the serging yet? Okay, we got the serging coming. But right now we have those. Oh, there's Michelle right there. She says, you don't want me there. I don't know anything. So I don't know exactly what she's talking about there, but you did know how good that starter kit was. So, but we have the quilting starter kit, we have the embroidery starting kit, we have the sewing starter kit right now. And today, if you're on the show, we are actually going to give you a 10% off on those quilts. And we have the long arm quilting kit. So we have 4 kits available right now. That 5th one is coming. We're going to have a serging starter kit. But right now we have the sewing, embroidery, quilting, and long arm starter kit. And David's showing them right now, right there. Are they all $149, Kyle? No. So it's $140. What's the prices on these? I think the long arm's $199, right?
Long arm is $199.
And the rest of them are $149?
$149 for the quilting.
Okay. I knew $99 for the sewing. So it's $99 for the sewing. Then the embroidery is $149, and then the quilting is $149, and the long arm is $199. So they're the 4 we have. And guys, right now you can get that 10% off. And basically it's just called, it's Start Kits with an S, Start Kits 10. You can use that coupon code and get 10% off any of those 4 kits. And guys, I'm telling you, my wife Michelle is a testament to that. She said, hey, everything was in the kit that she needed. And it's a really well put together kits. These are our own kits that we had designed and done by our sewing employees that work, do sewing and stuff that work for us. They put these together and we had them made. And so it's a really good complete kit that was done by quilters and sewers. And so you're getting the stuff that you really need, and you can see the pictures on it. And if you go to the website and you can just type in starter kits in our search bar, you'll find those starter kits, and you can see all the contents in each box that you get. But it's all your essentials that you're going to need to get started. So it's great package. And this is what I tell people: if you know somebody that's getting into sewing or quilting or embroidery, and this would be just a great present, for birthday present or Christmas present for them. That it's already nicely packed and everything. So 10% off on these. So you don't want to miss that special. And then guys, guess what else we got a special on today? Sewing mats. Y'all love our world famous sewing mats. We love our sewing mats, and we think if you own a sewing machine or embroidery machine, you need one of these mats. And I even make a good argument for scan and cuts. These things are great to set your scan and cut on. But we have these today. You look at them, every one that we have on there, including the Angela Wolf design one, all of them today, just for our audience that's watching today, you get 10% off if you use the coupon code. And that coupon code is SewMat10, SewMat10, so SEWMAT 1010. You can just type it in when you check out, or you can call in the 800 number and give them that coupon code, and they can take care of you. But we have 9 colors and 3 sizes to choose from. And then we have some limited edition ones. We have the American flag one. We have the Best Friends. It comes in pink and blue that have the pictures of the dog and cats on them. And then we have that brand new hot pink Angela Wolf Pack sewing mat. And it comes in all 3 sizes. This 10% code works on every sewing mat that we have. So y'all can get those specials today. So we have those, the starter kits, we have the quilting kits, and we have the sewing mats, all 10% off with different coupon codes. And then we have that special on the scan and cut, the 2 different scan and cuts. You're getting that big free accessory that you can get with it today and today only. And it's only for the people who are watching our show today. This is exclusively for y'all. So there we go. Guys, I'm ready to give some stuff away. What do y'all think? Y'all ready to win some stuff? All right, so the first things we're going to win or give away today, we're going to give away our bundles of bags. So these are our event bags that everybody loves these things. They all have little sayings on them. And so each one of them has a different saying. And y'all can see these. They all have the different sayings. And then on the back, they have, Sewing Machines Plus, our 2 store locations, and out here in California, and then they have our web address. So, but anyway, we're going to give 2 of the bundles away with these. Well, then we're going to give 2 sewing mats away, and then we're going to give a scan and cut away. What do y'all think about that? That's pretty awesome. So we're giving the scan and cut. It's going to be the SDX 225F. It's that fabric scanning cut, and so we're going to give it away. So David, Kyle, pull us up a winner for the first set of bags that we're going to give away today. And Joanna Ellis. So congratulations, Joanna, for winning the bags. And for everybody who wins today, how you going to claim your prize, send us an email to contest, plural, with an S on the end of it, at SewingMachinesPlus.com. In the title up there, just put I won. In the body of that email, put your name, your shipping address, and let us know what you actually won. So if you said, hey, I won the bag bundle, and we'll get that sent out to you ASAP. So congratulations, Joanna. So let's pull up another winner for our bag bundle. Our second winner is going to be, takes a little time, Miss K Scraps. Miss K Scraps. So Miss K, congratulations. You just won a bunch of bags to put all your scraps in. So anyway, congratulations, Miss K. And again, just send us an email to contest, plural with an S on the end of it, to SewingMachinesPlus.com. And in the title, put I won. In the body, put your name and shipping address, and just put you won that bag bundle. All right, the next prize we're going to give away is going to be one of our world famous sewing matches. You see, like I have here, has our logos there. David's got the picture up for you right there. These things, again, it's any mat that we sell, any size, you're going to get a 10% discount off of them, and that includes the Angela Wolf Pack ones. So we have a ton of mats to choose from, the colors. A lot of people love to match up their machines with them. And if y'all see those colors right there, the blue is the exact color of Brother Blue. The gold is the exact color of Baby Lock Gold. And that red's the exact color of Bernina Red. I got the color codes from the companies, and we matched them up perfectly. So it matches your machines. So again, these you get the pick which one you want. And so we're going to give 2 of these mats away. So pull us up a winner, Kyle. And the first winner is Chris Perry. So congratulations, Chris. So you just, Chris, send us an email to contest, plural, with an S on the end of it, to SewingMachinesPlus.com. In that title, put I won. In the body, put your name, your shipping address, where you want it shipped to, and then let us know what color and size of mat that you want, and we'll get that shipped out to you. All right, one more mat we're going to give away, and give us a pick which one you want. And the winner is Corey Fisher. So congratulations, Corey. The same thing. Make sure that you send us an email to contest, plural, at SewingMachinesPlus.com. In that title, put I won. In the body, put your name, your shipping address, and then let us know which mat that you want to get and what size, what color and what size. Okay? All right, guys, we are ready for our grand prize today, and it is going to be the Scan and Cut, the SDX 225F. That F stands for fabric. It comes with the fabric mat and the fabric blade. You see it on the screen right there. This thing retails for $5.99. It's a great machine. And again, if you saw what Melinda was doing on the show today, this would work really well with what she's doing, because it's coming with the fabric blade and the fabric mat. So it would work extremely well. So let's pull us up winner for this. There it is, Yolanda Morales. Yeah, Yolanda Morales. So congratulations, Yolanda. You just want to Scan and Cut. So Yolanda, make sure you send us an email to contest, plural, with an S, to SewingMachinesPlus.com. I think Kyle's putting it on the screen right there. Hey, there's Reen Wilcoxon. Reen, give me a call. I've been needing to talk to you. Reen, give me a call. All right, so congratulations, Yolanda. You see the email address up there where you want to send it to contest, plural, at SewingMachinesPlus.com. And put in the title that I won, put in that body of the email that your name, your shipping address where you want it sent to, and put that, hey, I won that Scan and Cut, and we're going to get that shipped out to you as soon as possible. So guys, got to tell everybody too, mark your calendars down for March 14th through March 19th. That is going to be our Hoop Fest. June. What did I say, March? Oh my gosh. I'm going backwards, Kyle. Yeah, that was Quilt Fest. I still have that imprinted in my brain. So, there's Yolanda coming up. Say, wow, thank you. You're welcome, Yolanda. Congratulations. So, yeah, June 14th through June 19th is our Hoop Fest. Guys, if you are into embroidery, you don't want to miss this event. We have some of the best presenters in the industry going to be here. We have 12 educational events that we're going to have throughout the week. 12 educational sessions that we're going to have. We got some of the biggest names in embroidery are going to be on the show to teach you. And so it's going to be a fantastic event. We're giving a $25,000 embroidery dream studio away to some lucky viewer. If you want to enter a design, or not a design, but a project that you've done in embroidery, you can enter that into the contest by just taking pictures and entering it. And that we're going to let you, the viewers, vote on it. And that lucky winner that gets the People's Choice Award is going to win a fantastic embroidery package. So you don't want to miss that. And so it's going to be a great time. And if you came to the Hoop Fest, you're going to love the Embroidery Fest. We're going to do the same thing. We'll remind everybody, in 2 weeks, I'm going to be back on here on the show. And what is the date for that, guys? The day is it the 29th? The 29th. I will be back here on Thursday at 11 a.m. I'm going to have Melinda Stevenson. She's a brother educator ambassador, going to be on the show. We're going to talk all about, Baby Lock. She's a Baby Lock ambassador, and we're going to be talking all about Baby Lock machines. So she was on our Quilt Fest. I hope y'all got to see her. She is fantastic, and so she'll be on the show then. And then there it is. So it's going to be episode 30, and we have Melinda Stevenson going to be on here. So you don't want to miss that show. That'll be a great show. So guys, again, I want to say thanks to Kyle and David. Great show as usual. These guys really do a good job here. And thank each and every one of y'all for joining in today. We're so happy that you spend a little bit of your hour day today with us on a Thursday. And Bonnie says, I've already got it on my calendar. There's Kim Wolf. We all know Kim. Hey, Kim, thanks for being on the show today. And we will see y'all again in 2 weeks. And don't forget to mark down next week is Candace, Tea Time with Candace on Thursday. She'll have her show at 11 a.m. So you don't want to miss Candace's show. And then I'll be back that following Thursday on the 29th, and I'll have Melinda Stevenson here. So you don't want to miss that. So guys, great job today. And as always, and thank y'all for joining in, and y'all have a great week, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks.